I'm Stephanie, and this is Travis. Together we bought a Hunter 42 Passage that we called Jibsea. We sold almost everything that we owned and moved aboard. After living on Jibsea through a Toronto winter, we decided that we had to get down south. Though we've got very little sailing experience, we decided to leave it all behind in our home country Canada to live out our dream in sailing the world. We're so pumped to share this adventure of a lifetime. Hey guys, in our last episode, we ended off in Waterford, New York. We're done with the locks and the canals, our mast goes back up, and we cruise down the Hudson River to New York City.
Fixing a couple things up before the mast goes up. The next 3 days we spent at Riverview Marina in Catskill, right off the Hudson River. Mike is the owner here and he does a fantastic job stepping a mast. The prices were more than reasonable at $1.50 a foot per day, and I think it costs us about $250 to get the mast up. So all in all, what a great spot to stop to get the mast up. Highly recommended. Thanks again, Mike. Hopefully see you again. All that canal grime.
So it's our second day in Catskill?
Yeah, second day, and we got the mast up yesterday, and I'm just trying to figure out how to tune the B&R rig. The mast was brand new when we got it on the boat, and it didn't really get tuned properly because I just put everything on and tightened it and we sailed it, and it didn't seem right. So now that we just put it up again and all the sails are off, I want to try to do it the right way, but we gotta figure out how to do it.
Trying to tune it 100% before we get out onto the river, right? And actually start sailing again?
Yeah, before we get into the ocean, real waters. Man, I really want to catch something. Oh, it's a big one.
Somebody get the net! Somebody get the net!
Whoa.
Oh yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, that's a catfish.
Yeah, that's a big one. Oh, don't. Just gently. Just play
Pull
them.
them up so high. That's what Mike said.
Just play them. Because once they see, they rip down. Like, well, I'm out here, but I'm hungry.
What she's making.
So it was our first time anchoring since we left, which feels good. Now we're on the nice cheap hook. We made it from Catskill to Croton Park, which is about over there. Took us like 13 hours or something like that of motoring yesterday down the river. And that's where we set up anchor for the night. Got here pretty late, so we kind of anchored really far out.
And it could have all ended here. Note to self, do not bake when tired.
Ugh, needs milk. Disgusting. Creamer would have been better. Ugh.
Today we're gonna keep moving on to New York City. Instead, so I walked it this way so I can just put it down onto it. Otherwise, it was like sideways and I had to step into the boat. So this I can just, if I drop it, it might like wedge itself in between the motor and the transom and the transom. So it's pretty good. Here we go. Off to the big city we go. New York City! That's where we're sleeping. Made it to New York. The boat. Somewhere over there. Right somewhere there. Anchored. But we put our dinghy in the marina, which you still have to pay for, $25 a night, which is Not too bad for New York. Probably the cheapest we'd be able to find.
More money for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, more money for Chick-fil-A because we don't have that in Canada. Ah, I guess we do in
They
Toronto,
don't have
but
chicken strips.
it's not the same. Anyways.
We're staying in New York City for 1 week, and our plan is to explore as much of the city as we can by foot and by bike.
That's a cool photo.
What I really liked about this city is that there is so much going on. We spent a lot of our time walking through Central Park, which is really pretty.
Like a small bag.
Travis! That is a big slice.
The original Rays. That's fucking really good. She wanted her own.
Back to our car.
Oh yeah, just heading back home for the night.
We just got one bike to shore, and now he's got to get his bike. Got our bikes, and we're gonna go to Chinatown today. We're gonna bike all the way there. You definitely need a set of wheels to get around the city, and I don't mean by car. There are bike lanes that run all down the riverside, which make it really easy and convenient to see most of the city fairly quickly without getting caught up in the traffic.
In New York City, there's tons of good food all over the place.
We always
Here
go
I
back
am.
to Chick-fil-A
Eating Chick-fil-A.
on the floor.
I'm not mad.
Been stuck on the boat for a couple of days because it's been rainy, and it's Canadian Thanksgiving, so we're making our own little Thanksgiving dinner on the boat.
Thanksgiving dinner!
Happy Thanksgiving! Hello.
Been a little doomy and gloomy the last few days. It's raining heavily, and now our dinghy is full of water. Time to clean it up.
Now we finally get to go to land.
They just get a little. Biked like 36 kilometers today, and picked up some boat parts. Now it's our last night in New York City, and we're gonna head off tomorrow to Highland Park.
I think it's our last night in New York City, and we're eating at
Takombi? Takombi?
Takomi.
Out of all the tacos we tried, the best definitely had to have been the seared pollock. It was delish. We had an amazing week in New York City. Spent way too much money, though we're on a tight budget, but all in all, had a fabulous time. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned as we continue south.